Welcome to Insurance Claim Radio, where leading hail loss consumer advocate Phil Coutu and his team of experts teach you how to avoid the pitfalls of hail damage claims and how to use his team of experts to get what you truly deserve under your insurance policy. Now, here's your host of Insurance Claim Radio, Phil Coutu.
My name is Phil Coutu, and I'm your host of Insurance Claims Radio. We're a program bringing information to the policyholder, the consumer. We're consumer advocates here, and our main goal is to help you with your hail claims, your insurance property claims, fire, hail, backup. You can reach us at 303-997-4247, and we're live with an expert panel. We have Ryan Mordhorst from Blue Ribbon Exteriors. He can be reached at 720-227-9330. He serves all of Colorado, residential and commercial roofing and exteriors. Our next guest is Mike Neely. I've known Mike for a while. He's a friendly competitor. His company is called Pro Roof Solutions, Inc. He can be reached at 720-628-7293. He specializes in exteriors, roofing, siding, windows associated with hail damage, residential and commercial. Our other guest is James D'Angelo. He's a building construction major. He's 63 years old and been doing this his whole life. He's a public adjuster and a general contractor. Me and James have worked several claims together. He can be reached at 303-885-3731. That's 303-885-3731. My name's Phil Coutu. I'm your host, and I am a public adjuster, a regular adjuster, a roof inspector, an appraiser, and a roofing contractor and general contractor. You can reach me at rooftoproofing.com. There's some informative videos on there and a whole website of information. You can reach me at 303-997-4247. We're going to open up and continue on from our last show. We're still just wrapping up on experts and expert reports. Mike came in the room after the break and said to me, we got to talk about documentation. I'm like, fantastic topic. So we're talking about the experts, getting the right expert, not taking an expert that works for, if you're the policyholder consumer, that works and derives his income from the insurance. Those are all red flags. You're going to get a watered down report. Why? Because they're making a lot of their income from the insurance industry. People, we've become really lackadaisical. You do have a better option, though, than the old days because of the internet. You can find good people. The people sitting at this table were professionals. We've been on all sides of the fence, which is a huge experience to draw from. And we're sometimes considered the architect of the claim. Because if you just hire an expert, then what do? You have to have somebody to put the whole thing together. And here at my company, rooftoproofing.com, rooftoprestoration.com, I will often, if I take on your case, I will make sure there's zero risk to you. I only specialize in large loss claims now, commercial condos, apartment blocks. We have a wealth of experience that does the smaller claims. I will fund everything to make sure that that claim is successful. I'll give you the honest opinion. If I don't think it's a good claim, I'll tell you. A lot of times you got roofers, contractors knocking on your door. Oh, you got a great claim. Sometimes I'll tell you, you know what? It isn't that great of a claim. You do have some damage. In this case, the insurance company's right. Often, though, when they're not right, when you think they offered you repairs to your roof, repairs to your siding, missed windows, key red flags, low claim amount, and all your neighbors or your other buildings, commercial properties around you are getting replaced, and they tell you, oh, your roof's repairable. You need a second opinion, maybe a third opinion. They tell you that they're bringing in their expert. Hey, guys, come on. Why do you need an expert on a lot of things when you've been doing this? Your adjuster's been doing this 10, 20 years. I hope the hell that he knows, looking at that job, that it is damaged. So that's where we're going to come back. We're going to take a short break in about a minute here. But we want to tell you, like, listen, I'm an adjuster. When I come out there, I know 98% of the time this is told. Now, I might bring an engineer out for some aspects, but when I have to get an engineer to tell me that the thing I'm on 6 times a day as an adjuster or a contractor may or may not be damaged the roof, you know, the only time I should be calling him on that, the expert, is when the damage is very light and it's questionable, to back up my opinion to you. When it's large hail over about 1.5 inch or more, I should know what I'm doing. So I'm your host for this half hour. My name is Phil Coutu. I am with rooftoproofing.com, rooftoprestoration.com, powerappraisers.com, a host of other companies, and we are going to be talking and helping the consumer out to understand experts. It'll be the first part of the topic. And we're live at Insurance Claims Radio, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to Insurance Claim Radio. Be sure to stay tuned. We'll be right back after these important messages.
Do you have a commercial property hail claim, troubled claim, underpaid claim, missed damages, bad faith, possible legal action? Rooftop Restoration is a leading hail loss consumer advocate for poorly handled insurance claims. We specialize in hail damage, large commercial claims, and provide the total claims package risk-free. We pay and cover all expert costs. Engineers, attorneys, roof inspectors, adjusters, we get you what you deserve under your insurance policy. Finance large deductibles, finance all the experts, exceptional experience and a stellar reputation with zero out-of-pocket costs. Risk-free. Rooftop Restoration, 303-997-4247, 303-997-4247. Check us out at rooftoprestoration.com.
Welcome back to Insurance Claim Radio. Now, here's Phil Coutu and his team.
Hi, we're back with Insurance Claims Radio. We got a panel of guests, and we are talking about expert reports. Mike Neely, Pro Roof Solutions, said, let's talk about documentation. So I'll hand it over to you, Mike.
Well, thank you, Phil. I appreciate you. Hey, listen, I think when a consumer looks at filing a claim, a lot of times they don't know what they're looking for. They rely on us to be able to give them the expert knowledge. And by the way, I just want to speak this out real quick. There's a lot of three of us experts in here, but Phil is he's probably one of the top three in the U.S. He's fantastic at what he does, and that's why we kind of hang with him and do work with him. And I just want to let you know, Phil, that you're one of the best. And
so Mike's saying he's in it for the money. No.
No,
thank you, Mike. I'm just joking. Thank you very much. I actually really appreciate that, especially when I'm sitting with there's four people on the panel, and two of them are older than me. And I think Ryan's probably close to me, maybe around my age, slightly younger maybe. But there's a lot of experience here, and I do appreciate that, Mike. And let's get into documentation. Let's get into documentation of experts, how important it is.
Well, I guess it really starts when you meet the customer on how professional you are, and how you come across to them, what you can give to them. And basically, they rely on your knowledge and expertise. In saying that, I think it's very, very important that when you have won their, their confidence, all right, because we all basically sell the same thing, all right? It's like who you're going to pick and who you're going to choose, right? And when you talk about experts, I mean, you've got to be able to validate that expert. And there are certain experts that we know that work for the insurance company. There's some that work for public, so when we're looking for, let's say, an adjuster that is looking for siding as an example, sidings can be a multi-million-dollar business when you're talking about lots of apartments, and we get in situations where they'll look at it and say, no, this is not caused by hail or wind, and so we have to bring an expert out there, and so we know who to bring. We've worked with them many times, and or we're looking at a new person that we may call and rely. Hey, Phil, who do you recommend on here? So we all kind of work together in a way.
And let me talk about experts. Even some of my best experts, sometimes they do a lame duck. I'll give you an example. We had a claim where the insurance company was trying to claim it's a manufacturer defect because the roof doesn't have positive drainage. The roof was holding like 6 inches of water, about 75-80%. Okay? And so they're trying to use that, this roof wasn't installed, we don't owe for it because it was a bunch of garbage. And so I sent my own engineer out there. I was like, what are we going to do? This whole roof's holding water. I looked at the Google photos, and I'm like, really? I'll be there in half an hour. So he just asked, so what did you find? And I already know the answer. And he's like, this is a big problem claim. The insurance company's going to win. I said, really? I said, I love you as an engineer. You've been a very good engineer, but you're getting lazy. You're getting lazy at 55 years old. And he's like, what? Why are you talking so? I said, no. These are people's livelihood. This policyholder is owed a new roof. Did you think to walk through the Did you think to walk through the 6 inches of water, it was like February, January, and get your shoes wet? Or are you more worried about not getting your pretty feet wet? And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, listen, this roof is sloped. This is a commercial laundromat, has commercial dryers on the roof. Look at 15 feet over in that 6 inches of water, because the drains are at the low spot. Do you see those drains working? He's like, oh, I see that. I said, they're all plugged up with lint. So I said, please run the video since we're going to court on this. And I said, hi, Your Honor, my name is Philip. I'm with this company. And all these engineers are saying this roof's holding water. The only reason it's holding water, okay, is because it's a commercial dryer. And they're not doing the proper maintenance, but they still have a valid claim. Watch this. Now walk over. I twist off the drain cap, and all the water's pouring in. And I go take all the other drain caps off. And I said, Your Honor, I'll show you a video of this tomorrow, but you're going to be shocked. There's going to be almost no water. So when you see the evidence of all the experts that are lazy on the insurance company side, and in this case, our expert almost blew it too if I wasn't there. It's just human nature. I'm here to give you the facts and the truth. This is a good roof. It's damaged by hail. We don't want to get caught up in the manufacturer defects and workmanship defects from years ago to muddy the water so this person doesn't have a claim. Because it's easy to say this roof is leaking because the water's up 6 inches, this is failing, this is wear and tear. There's all kinds of exclusions in insurance policy. And I want to point this out to the people. You got to have people that really know what they're doing and that are thinking.
Amen.
It's human nature. We all get lazy. I get mad at myself when I get lazy, and I'll go back to that roof 10 times if I have to. Because if I know we had big hail or wind or something hit the exterior of that building and something's not right, I'm going to keep going back till I get it right. And we're putting your claim together. I have a moral and ethical obligation to exhaust everything before I say, no, this is a bad claim, and to try to find coverage.
Yeah, and Phil, you kind of look at this whole thing and you wonder, how in the heck can the insurance come in at, let's say, 163? The roofs are 567. We're looking at 863 out the door. How can they go from 163 to 863 now, or maybe at 1.4 million? It's crazy how much they can kind of not see their glasses are dirty or something. I don't know.
Well, it's to their benefit, and if you accept the 163 or if you accept 80, fine. Everybody goes home fine. Truth is, I go back to get your policy, understand your policy, understand your coverages. Then find yourself an expert that knows how to tie those damages and that policy together to put together your claim. And that's where we come in. That's what all four of us do here. We just don't put roofs on.
Absolutely. It's my favorite part of the claim since I've been an adjuster for so many years, and now I'm a private adjuster primarily, but I still will adjust for insurance companies if they want an honest opinion. The best thing is getting out there and taking an engineer's report. I used to be hired by attorneys to go through engineer reports because the attorney couldn't understand it. I don't get it. Our engineer's saying this. They're saying that. Where's the truth, Phil? And I'd go through these engineer reports. And I'd be like, okay, our guy's making mistakes here. He's using the wrong radar towers, or he's relying on cocoa raws. Or, we've got sophistication these days. Sophisticated hail reports and meteorologists to help us figure out what size hail, which in turn goes into kinetic energy, which in turn relates to damage on that roof. And if you blow that, you can hide behind laboratory studies that says, well, this hail was smaller, so it suggests this roof wasn't damaged. So we have to go look at these engineer reports. We have to tie everything together. That's what our expertise is. Weather meteorologists, engineers, roof inspector reports, manufacturer installation instructions. James always says the devil's in the details. Now, a lot of these engineers are writing these reports, cut and paste PDF. It's a beautiful thing on this side because I go through those reports. I look at them. I find the reoccurring mistakes. People are lazy. They're just getting paid their hourly fee of $1.75, whatever it is an hour. And hey, if I can punch this out in 3 hours but charge for 4 by cutting and pasting, I'm making $2.40 an hour. This is just how human nature works. You're looking for the guys that are going to get the job done. And there's so many ways. And we're going to tell you sometimes, though, you got to really straight up honest adjuster and claim. And so these are all aspects that we look at and we're challenged with. And you got a great team of panels here. And it's really quite fun for us, this part. There's nothing better than having a policyholder and the insurance company for a year or two digs in their heels and says you're owed $0 or you're owed $100,000, and then we come out with $2 million, $3 million. I had one claim They said they owed $800,000. I got involved because it was an agent broker reliance. An attorney recommended me. We're talking about $300,000. I got into the claim. I sold it at $7.6 million because there was damage to the James Hardy siding, and there was damage that occurred during the reconstruction process. Those are huge wins. That one's right here in Colorado. I won't disclose it. It was done through appraisal. Then there was a lawsuit, so there was additional monies gained at the lawsuit. I wasn't in on the lawsuit, just the client. We got him to the right attorneys. But, you know, it's everything. You know, if you go to a doctor to work on your eyes, you know, you have to be careful. I know people, oh, it's only $1,100 an eye. Well, you have to be careful. You better, the doctor might have that special. It might be okay, but you better make sure you have a good doctor. You have a good attorney. I'm going to be honest out there. I'm going to
Your homework.
I'm going to knock a bunch of attorneys out there. I've dealt with hundreds of attorneys. Honestly, probably about 92% of them suck. They're not an expert at any trade. I'm sitting here going like, we're going to bring you an attorney that specializes in that thing, right? And that's what I realize. You cannot be a master at 10 different trades. You can be a master of a few. We live and breathe this on all sides of the fence. You know, I was an insurance adjuster working for the carriers. I've been in closed door meetings I can't even talk about. Right? A lot of times things are numbers. You're a statistic in a computer, and you're a policy. And if your claim's weaker, guess what? You might not be getting paid. If your claim's stronger, you might not even know. Write it weaker. It's about liability.
Hey, Phil, I wanted to step in also and say that, people don't understand their policy of insurance, and that's where we become experts, all right? And even we look for experts sometimes. These policy of insurances, you know, when you ask for a full and complete certified copy, people go, what's that mean? And we only don't, we're talking a lot about commercial claims here, but a lot of the residential people here that just need that help, they don't understand it.
All right. So we're coming up to our break. My name is Phil Coutu. I'm your host at Insurance Claims Radio. You can check me out at rooftoproofing.com. There's some good advice, too, on our website about claims and different situations. You can reach me at 303-997-4247. That's 303-997-4247, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to Insurance Claim Radio. Be sure to stay tuned. We'll be right back after these important messages.
Do you have a commercial property hail claim, troubled claim, underpaid claim, missed damages, bad faith, possible legal action? Rooftop Restoration is a leading hail loss consumer advocate for poorly handled insurance claims. We specialize in hail damage, large commercial claims, and provide the total claims package risk-free. We pay and cover all expert costs. Engineers, attorneys, roof inspectors, adjusters, we get you what you deserve under your insurance policy. Finance large deductibles, finance all the experts, exceptional experience and a stellar reputation with zero out-of-pocket costs. Risk-free. Rooftop Restoration, 303-997-4247, 303-997-4247. Check us out at rooftop.restoration.com.
Welcome back to Insurance Claim Radio. Now, here's Phil Coutu and his team.
Hi, I'm your host, Phil Coutu. We're returning with Insurance Claims Radio for our last portion of the show. We've been talking about experts in documentation. We're going to get into a little bit more stuff. We specialize on this show helping the policyholder, being a consumer advocate, helping them be aware of the options they have out there for their property insurance claims, mostly revolving around hail, fire, wind, whatever your property was damaged about. You can check us out at rooftoproofing.com, 303-997-4247. I've got a great panel today. I'm going to run through their names because we're running out of time. We got Pro Roof Solutions, we've got Blue Ribbon Exteriors, and we got James D'Angelo, construction professional and public adjuster. The panel here is experts. They handle residential claims to commercial claims. Myself, I specialize in large loss, complex property claims that are generally underpaid. I also offer appraisal services, and we're going to get right back to the topic. Who wants to jump in?
I'd like to jump in. This is James D'Angelo, public adjuster and construction expert. Mike Neely just mentioned in that last segment about from Pro Roof Solutions, he said, you need a certified policy. And most people, Mike is correct. You look at them, you tell them they need a certified policy to start their claim, and they're not quite sure what you're talking about.
James, do you want to explain what a certified policy is and why it's important?
Certainly. You know, a certified policy is a policy to the time of loss. And one of the reasons for that, most of the time when you purchase your policy, you're getting basically a sample policy. You're getting all your endorsements, but the actual language that backs up those endorsements will fluctuate throughout the year. It'll change. And basically what the law states here in Colorado is this: if there have been any changes to that policy over the last year since you bought it, anything that benefits you, you get without charge. Anything that has been taken out of the policy that's a negative does not affect you. So that makes a big difference at the time of your loss, depending upon what your claim is.
Plus, you want to have the real policy that's in effect you paid for. So it's a good point what James said. A lot of times deck sheets are missing, or sometimes you even get sent the past policy that hasn't been updated. I've had that happen. So a true and certified policy means that the insurance company is saying, hey, this is the coverages offered at the time that you paid for this policy, and we are certifying that this is the policy. I've even had certified policies come back incorrect, where I'm missing the deck sheet or it's a year old. I'm like, great, you sent me a certified policy, but it was from the year before. So accidents do happen. That's why you want professionals, because coverages do change. It's not fun to have a policy they're saying, oh, well, this is excluded. We have a cosmetic exclusion. You're going, well, this cosmetic exclusion wasn't in effect at the time of this policy. It's on the new policy. This claim happened 3 years ago. You owe me $1 million. It's not zero. And there's also just a lot of mistakes made. We're all human. So everybody, especially on the insurance side, makes a lot of mistakes.
Hey, this is Ryan with Blue Ribbon. I think the other thing that the homeowners and business owners need to be aware of too, so you get that certified copy, and then the insurance company is going to do one of two things. One is they're going to say, hey, we're going to send out one of our contractors out to take a look at what's going on. And here's what I'm going to tell you out there, that if you're listening to this, you're a homeowner, you're a commercial business owner, that's great. Go ahead, let the contractor walk it, but also find your own contractor. Because here's the deal. Whether they want to tell you it or not, the insurance company has a list of contractors that are going to work it within their parameter lines, and you need to be careful about that. You always want a second opinion from somebody that's not on their current process. And what I would do if I were you, and I recommend this, is say, hey, we're going to get a second opinion. And when you talk to them and you're talking to the company like Blue Ribbon or Pro Roof, say, hey, just a quick question. Do you guys specifically do business with this insurance company? Are you on any of their, what we call third-party administrators, where you work with these people and so forth, where you're restricted to how they operate, or what we call their guidelines, and their guidelines being how they operate and how they pay out? Those are things that you need to watch as well, including the documentation part that is very, very important.
I'll tell you where it's really important with preferred contractors. I'm not going to knock all of them, because I've got friends that are preferred contractors. The problem being is they're being dictated the scope by the insurance adjuster. So I'll give you an example. When I worked for insurance companies, where I don't think it's beneficial to have a preferred contractor. When the adjuster says your roof is repairable, are you going to fight with your insurance company that's feeding you claims? You're saving a tremendous amount in advertising. You are at a lesser price, so you got to run a tight ship. Water damage. The adjuster thinks, oh, it's only wet about 6-8 feet, but he didn't open up that wall. Then you hire a professional water guy like James D'Angelo sitting here. He takes his probe out. He takes his infrared camera. He's going to do a much more forensic investigation. He goes, holy cow, this water ran 38 feet. This is cellulose. I could have mold breaking out, especially if you're in climates like Florida and the Gulf states. It's a pretty big deal, because, you're fixing your house. Instead of you're doing maybe 150 square feet of drywall, but maybe you have 800 square feet of drywall, and you're not going to know. Where the space gets closed up by the contractor, the mold's developing over a little bit of time. It's not the most healthiest thing. It's closed in the wall, but it's still leaching out. Many, many things like that happen. It's always best to have independent. Have somebody on your side.
Yeah, just keep in mind, this is a business transaction. Insurance companies want to limit their cost. Okay, so if they come out and they limit the scope of work, they've limited their cost. Now, if they have a list of contractors, and not all of them are bad, or not all of them are devious, if they have a list of contractors and they say, you want to continue to get work from us, you need to do it and follow our methods or our ways. The problem with that is the contractor truly is the expert, not the insurance adjuster, the contractor. And the ones that are independent, that don't receive all their revenue from insurance companies, usually can do you a better job.
I'll give you a perfect example. Handled a claim. I'm going to actually name the claimant partially. He, famous power boat operator, 2011, I think it was Hurricane Irene, North Carolina. I got contacted. They're looking for a very prominent public adjuster. The contractor out on the East Coast mentioned my name as one of the candidates. He interviewed a whole bunch of public adjusters. Interviewed me, honestly, over 3 days, about 8 to 10 hours a day. The adjuster tried to say it's a $400,000 claim. We'll bring in our preferred contractors. They had their guys lined up. They were sitting outside, very prominent restoration company. I sat in there and I looked at the claim and I said, guys, this is minimum $3.5 million. If all the brick goes on the walls, the water got behind the brick, this could go $5 million. That's a little bit tougher avenue to get. I mean, this is insurance and there's different opinions. When we were all said and done, I was lucky enough to be selected out of many public adjusters. When I was all said and done, that claim went from $400,000. It went up the first week. They're trying to talk them into not to hiring me or any PAs. There was an $800,000 verbal offer on the table. When I was said and done, 11 months later, through appraisal, we sold at $5.6 million. Big discrepancy, and that was because we brought in disaster. It was disaster international cleanup company. I'm trying to remember the name, on the East Coast, and we had cameras, hot cameras rolling everywhere, infrared cameras, moisture probes. We probed every wall. We cut into walls. We pulled down exterior soffits. We found wind damage behind the brick, water damage behind the brick, still saturated 3 weeks after the storm. And we were able to properly document the claim. They brought in 4 engineers against me for 2 months. We had loss of revenues. In the end, our client was very, very happy with the settlement, and his buildings look beautiful today, and he got what he was owed. Anyways, we're going to wrap this show. We'll be coming back with a new show shortly. You're listening to Phil Coutu at Insurance Claims Radio. Check us out at rooftoproofing.com, 303-997-4240.
Thank you for listening to Insurance Claim Radio. For more information on how to maximize your hail damage insurance claim or to contact Phil and his team, call 303-997-4247. And be sure to tune in next week for more Insurance Claim Radio.
Do you have a commercial property hail claim, troubled claim, underpaid claim, missed damages, bad faith, possible legal action? Rooftop Restoration is a leading hail loss consumer advocate for poorly handled insurance claims. We specialize in hail damage, large commercial claims, and provide the total claims package risk-free. We pay and cover all expert costs. Engineers, attorneys, roof inspectors, adjusters, we get you what you deserve under your insurance policy. Finance large deductibles, finance all the experts, exceptional experience and a stellar reputation with zero out-of-pocket costs. Risk-free. Rooftop Restoration. 303-997-4247. 303-997-4247. Check us out at rooftop.restoration.com.